friends, today I'm going to do a video on painting miniatures. Today I'm going to paint a large miniature from the Shadows of Brimstone game. And I just want to mention that I've had a lot of people ask me about this. I've kind of resisted doing miniatures painting videos because there's a lot already out there. But I feel that I could bring something to it. My style is kind of, I call it table ready. So I'm not painting it down to the last teeny detail, with a brush, every single crevice on something, crease. But it still looks good. I feel that my miniatures have a nice paint job, and I'm proud of what I paint, but I don't obsess over just the micro details. So if you're looking for to paint a miniature to a good standard, but you're not wanting to spend so much time on one miniature, then this might be the technique for you. So let's hit the table, and I'll show you how I start painting. First, I'm going to show you my setup for painting. I've got some paper towels. You need these to wipe your brushes off, and I've got this pad that I like to paint on. I just put the pad down, and when I finish painting I just throw the sheet away, so it's kind of a nice thing to do. I have just a plastic tub of water, another throwaway plastic tub that I can mix paints in. You'll see that a lot off screen, but I've got different brushes. Very small brush, you want a very kind of small brush for miniature painting, and then a wider brush for doing larger areas. And I like to have really soft brushes for doing dry brushes, and you can see how soft those bristles are. And those really give you a nice dry brush. Alright, so there's kind of the tool set up. Now I've got some paints. These aren't necessarily the paints I'm using, but I just use cheap craft acrylic paints. I don't buy the expensive miniature painting, and I think I get really good results with just the cheap paint. And what I do is I shake up the paint, take the lid off the paint, and just dip out of the top of the bottle like a like a palette type thing. So then when I'm done, I just put the lid back on. No muss, no fuss. I don't have to pour the paint out and waste it. So that's a nice little trick you can do. So here's my model, my Goliath model. He's all spray painted flat black, and I've got a medium green here. I'm not going to necessarily give the names of the colors. I'm just going to say what type of color. And what I'm doing is I'm washing the body, okay? And I think it gives a nice effect to do this, so that's why I'm doing it. And it'll definitely dry darker than it looks, okay? So I'm just covering the whole body. Don't worry about it if you get it on the base of the miniature. I do have it upside down, so it won't get on the base of the miniature as much, but if it does, don't worry about it. And I'm not painting the tentacles in the front either, just the body itself. So I'm washing it down, and once if some areas that are a little too wet, you can add a little more color to them. So here we go. And he's dried up, and you see that's a nice color on there. And I really like that dark greenish color there. And I'm going to use this cherry red, and I'm going to use that for the tentacles. So the nasty tentacles popping out of the mouth. So I'll just paint those up, same thing, using the wet paint, very wet. And I really like this technique. So there we go, fill in all the tentacles. Make sure you get all the cracks and crevices there. Nice. Alright, now I'm going to do the arms. Okay, there's an underside to the arms that have suction cups, and I'm going to paint the other side the same way. So the trick is to get it wet enough to fill in all the crevices, but not too wet that it'll run along the arm. It'll run out of the area you're painting. Okay. So there we go. That nice gory red there, like that. All right, we'll let them dry up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our red again, and I'm going to put a little dot in the ear. There's like kind of an ear hole, and I'm just going to kind of poke that in the ear. You can kind of see it a little better from this angle. There we go. Alright, now we'll just let him dry up. Okay, now I have a pinkish color, and kind of like a raspberry, and I'm going to use it on the tentacles to kind of dry brush to kind of make them pop out. And I'm using that soft brush, and I'm just rubbing it over the surface. I'm not trying to cover the whole thing because I want the cherry red to kind of peek through, especially at the edges where they kind of bunch up. So just put that on there. Looking good. And I'm pretty much doing this full strength. I'm not really watering this down like I did with the other paints. Alright, that's looking good. Good and nasty. Alright, cool. Alright, now I've got a lighter green that I'm going to use, and I'm going to start dry brushing with this brush here. I'm going to start pulling up on the head, especially around the maw and the body, and you can see all that detail really starting to pop out. Now this looks a lot brighter than it'll be when it dries. Keep that in mind with this paint. It's always going to look a bit brighter before it dries. Okay, so make sure you get the edge. You don't want to get the tentacle suction cup area there. You just want to get the back side of the arm. So, looking good. Just pull that up, get all that detail. Yeah, look at that detail really starting to pop out with those two different colors. You can really see all the detail now. And that's what dry brushing can do for you. See, the top is already starting to dry up and it's not as bright. Alright, cover the whole body. Nice. Alright, now I've got a very light pink. It's lighter than the raspberry. And I'm just going to use this full strength. And I'm going to dry brush this on the suction cups under the arm. See how those are popping out? Look really good. And I didn't paint those individually. I just run the dry brush over that raised area and you get that nice detail. Just pops right out. Do the same thing with the face tentacles. Kind of the tips though. I'm not going to do to the end. I'm just going to kind of give a color variation of the tentacle itself. So kind of nice. Nice and creepy. Alright. Sweet. Now I'm going to use a white and I'm going to pick out the teeth with my very thin brush. See, that's that teeny brush I had showed at the beginning there. And I'm just going to pick out the individual teeth. So I'll just start very carefully, go around that maw and pick out these teeth. Now make sure to catch part 2 of this video so you can see how I finish this guy up. And let's finish up these teeth. Nice. We'll do the other side. Hey craft friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Craft. If you did, make sure to give your Scotty a like. Also, make sure to join my Facebook and forum group. Lovely bunch of people with some great ideas, and we'd love to share with everybody. Also, make sure to consider tipping DM Scotty if you really enjoy these videos and you get something out of them, and you want to help a DM out. You can do the tip jar. Also, my Patreon group is growing. And become a member of the family. I have new levels of pledging. $3 level, you get mentioned in a video. $1 level, you get my new monthly magazine, which is going to be so awesome, packed full of fun DM Scotty ideas. And last but not least, go forth and craft.